Good afternoon and happy Tuesday, everyone. Thank you for attending the first session of the Mortgage Note Summer School series. Today, we are going to dive into mortgage note investing and the topics centered around what is a note, or what is mortgage note investing? Let me be specific here. What is mortgage note investing? The benefits of investing in mortgage notes and the types of businesses, the actual notes itself. Okay. So, again, this series or this mortgage note summer school series is primarily for individuals who are new to the space and are going through a short learning curve, getting used to the jargon associated with this space, or it could be someone who just is just a non-accredited investor looking for other ways to park your money, or looking for ways to just earn some money here while you're asleep. All right, so enough of me talking here. Let's maximize our time. And if you have a question, no matter if you are in the audience from LinkedIn, or if you're in the audience from Facebook, or if you're in the audience from YouTube or Instagram, just be sure to drop those comments there and I'll be sure to address it. So let's dive straight in, because sometimes I can get to talking extremely fast because I'm so excited about mortgage note investing. Okay. So, what is a mortgage note? All right. First topic, what is a mortgage note? A mortgage note is just a legal document that outlines the terms of a loan, which is always secured by the real property. All right. It serves as a written promise to repay the borrow amount coupled with the interest rate for that time period. All right. So let me give you a formal definition. All right. A mortgage note is a legal document that outlines the terms of a loan secured by real property. It serves as a written promise to repay the borrower amount along with the interest rate within a specific period. All right. Mortgage note is really straightforward. It's a legal document that outlines the terms. It is secured by the real estate, which is the house itself. It's pretty much just a promise to pay. Just to give you a different example. Let's say you go and you're in the market to finance a car. You find a dealership, you locate the vehicle that you're looking for. The bank actually provides you with those funds. All right. You sign that promise to pay, which is backed by the vehicle. All right. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is if you stop paying based on the terms, the bank will go and repossess the vehicle. Very similar to here. If you stop paying on your promise to pay during that specific time period, within 90 days or so, the bank will go and foreclose on that house. Okay. So that's just the definition of a mortgage note. Now, some of the components or things that are associated with the note, it includes like the principal amount, the interest rate, the payment schedule, and the actual maturity date. All right. So those four components, you can actually find that within the actual note. And for those who are taking notes, the four components are your principal amount coupled with your interest rate, your payment schedule, and your maturity date. All right. Now, the role that the note plays in the real estate transaction, it pretty much, like I stated before, it represents the borrower's obligation to repay the loan per the purchase of the property. Very similar to what I did as I gave it an example for if you were in the market to purchase a vehicle. Let's take it a step further. Let's say you're in the market, and I'll tell you what, let's take it to student loans. When you actually finance your education back in the day, you signed a document, a promise to pay. Okay. That promise to pay was your promissory note. All right. You borrow a specific amount for a specific time period. All right. Now, in that case, you stop paying. What will happen is the government or whatever the body that you actually got the entity from, I mean, the loan from, that entity will likely, try to garnish your wages. They could put liens on different things of that nature. But the point is, you are the actual real person who actually secured that. And when it comes to that asset itself, that promise to pay is forfeited because you are 90 days, or that time period based on those terms of that agreement has been breached. Okay. But I digress. The point is, a mortgage note is just a legal document that outlines the terms of the loan. It's always secured by real property. All right. Now, our second topic that we want to cover today, um, kind of centers around the types of mortgage notes. All right. So it's two different types out there. You will always see a performing note or you will see a non-performing note. All right. So a performing note is pretty much those borrowers who are making regular payments on time based on the terms of the note. All right. It's very simple. A performing note is pretty much when the borrower is making their regular payments on time based on the terms as I stated before. And those terms or those components is the principal amount, the interest rate, the payment, and the maturity date. And those four things are always taken into consideration when it comes to your amortization schedule, when it comes to you making your timely payments. All that impacts the time of that actual loan there. But pretty much a performing note are, when a borrower is making their regular payments on time. Now, in the investment world, a performing note is considered less risky because the borrower has established a history of making on-time payments. All right. So when you're looking at performing notes, you're always looking at how the borrower are making their payments. Are they making extra payments toward interest or the principal, excuse me, or is the borrower, 30, 60 days behind, which brings me to what is considered a non-performing note. All right. Performing notes are individuals who are making regular payments on time based on the term of the note. A non-performing note is very similar, however, it's the total opposite. Those are the individuals who have stopped making payments, or what I like to call who are in default. Because you can actually have a borrower who's making payments, and just based on some type of life event, they can fall 30 to 60 days behind. And that's considered still to be a performing note. Now, when you get 90 days and beyond, that is where you will actually fall into the default phase. So, like I said, a non-performing note, I like to say is two different categories. They stop making payments or they're actually in default. For the seasoned investors who are actually on this live, no matter if you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, or could be on Instagram or Facebook there. Let me know your definition of how you look at non-performing notes, or just the definition of how you define non-performing notes. The characteristic, couldn't speak there for a second, but going back to some of the characteristics associated with a non-performing note as it relates to investors. Um, it carries a higher level of risk, but it could be purchased at a significant discount. Okay. So what you can do is, or what opportunities individuals look at, or seasoned investors, what they look at is the high returns as it relates to they could restructure the loan. They can actually foreclose on a property, and then, if they do foreclose on a property, they don't want to keep it for their portfolio. They can actually sell the property. So, just to give you a quick recap, a non-performing note is when the borrower stops making payments. Is considered a higher risk, but it could be purchased at a significant discount, and investors primarily use three exit strategies as it relates to possibly restructuring the loan, foreclosing on a property, and selling the property. And when I say restructuring the loan, um, let's say, James is 30 to 60 days behind. What you can do is, ask them to send in their bank information coupled with any other documents that you are looking to see how they are performing, or just get a good feel for their background, for their credit, um, how they actually, you know, how they actually take care of money. You want to look at their relationship with money, because you can look at someone's bank account and can tell, have a good feel for how they are with their money, that coupled with their credit score. But I digress. The point is, what you can do is, say for a 12-month interval, we get with that individual and say, hey, if you can make 12 monthly payments, 12 timely monthly on time payments for 12 months, like anywhere between a eight, maybe a 6 to 12 month interval, make those on time payments. Maybe you can go back and restructure the loan for them where it makes perfect sense for them, and then you can actually go back and restructure that loan where it makes sense for them, and it's a win-win situation. That individual gets to stay in their house. That equity that they get, they have built up, they don't lose it. But at the same time, now you have a performing note where you can actually go and sell that on the market as well. So I digress. But the point is, you can always help that individual stay in that home by restructuring the loan. And then foreclosure is exactly what it sounds like. That individual has stopped paying. Um, some borrowers are infamous in leveraging what we call like a bankruptcy. So sometimes individuals get into bankruptcies. One individual will find a bankruptcy, and of course, those payments are going to be less. You can't foreclose on a property. One individual may file at this time. That person is discharged for not paying, or they actually complete it, and then next time the spouse actually do it the opposite. So sometimes you can get into that, but as I say that, when you go to foreclose on that property, most of the time individuals, sell the property. Or if it's a property that you're looking to, keep for your own portfolio, you can always turn into a shared living space or a group home. One of those two exit strategies that I have since added to our portfolio for diversification here. But most of the time, individuals partner with real estate agents in that state, in that area, get a good feel for the market. They may do a few renovations to kind of bring things up to code, and they'll sell the property off. And again, let's say that you bought that non-performing note, anywhere from 20 to $60,000. However, you sell the house and you put it on the market for, let's say, 200,000. So you could actually see the type of return that you are getting with those high returns when it comes to selling that property. Which brings me to my next point: the benefits of investing in mortgage notes. The reason why I love it so much is because of 4 to 5 things that I want to highlight here just offhand is passive income. Passive income, mailbox money, putting those dollars to work, making money while you sleep. People say it different ways, but it all ends up being passive income. Because those mortgage notes themselves provide a steady stream of passive income through those regular payments, particularly with those performing notes. Okay. Performing notes are very attractive in the market. Um, Speaking of performing notes, I digress. I almost gave out some more information for another topic here. But the point is, passive income is one of the benefits of investing in mortgage notes. I kind of touched on it earlier. Portfolio diversification. There, when you invest in mortgage notes, it allows for that diversification within your portfolio, and it actually reduces the overall risk because again, you actually have a real asset which is backed by the collateral of the house itself. Okay, I touched on the high yield potential. I gave you an example of if someone has a non-performing note, they get someone to, you know, they get someone to pay timely payments for 6 to 12 month intervals. They make that note performing. They can sell that note off as a performing note, or vice versa, where you can actually foreclose on that house. Not only foreclose on that house, but put that house on the market, and then actually exit that deal, go back and find another potential note there. So that high yield potential, um, it's a secured investment. Okay, and the reason why I hate saying secured because it's almost like a SEC thing. So I'm real careful in how I actually define a secure investment. However, with mortgage notes, like I stated before, is secured by real property. It provides a tangible asset that can be sold or foreclosed on if a borrower defaults. Okay, so it's really simple in explaining why it is a secured investment. And then the flexibility associated with having the various strategies available, such as you can hold the note for your portfolio. You can restructure the terms, and then you can actually foreclose. So those 3 options give you that flexibility when you actually get a hold of that asset. So those are like just a few of the things as it relates to the benefits of investing in notes. But overall, that is the introduction to mortgage notes. We covered, what is a mortgage note, kind of defined the definition of a note. We covered the components of a note, which is pretty much the principal amount, the interest amount, the payment, and the maturity date. We covered what the mortgage note is and its role in the real estate. I gave you several examples as it relates to performing and non-performing notes, and then I actually gave you, several um, ways or several ideas of a note being flexible as well. So outside of that, every Tuesday and Thursday we will actually have these live sessions. I do see some questions in the comments here that I will get back to at a later date so we can address those. If you are looking for some material to actually get going, you can always visit my website at tiglegacy.com. You can see a lot of videos there as it relates to the mortgage note topic itself. And then not only that, you can find the subtopics around due diligence, collateral files, how to find deals, how to do JV deals, how applications, just the words or the jargon associated with that industry. You can actually see a series of videos there. And if you're just that eager and you're looking to get going, I'm always looking for partners, and I'm always looking for individuals who are looking to do a JV deal or hypothecation deal as well. You can jump on my calendar. You can actually find my calendar there as well. But outside of that, um, thank you for tuning in today. I'll see you Thursday around the same time. We will actually have another Q&A section. And here is my guy, Greg. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Greg.
No, that was fabulous, Maurice. And yeah, as I said, you can find out more information. Anyway, what do you have in mind for Thursday? What's the topic for Thursday?
That's a great question. So for Thursday, I plan on just kind of covering the understanding or how to understand the mortgage note market.
Okay.
I'll talk about the key players in the market, the current trends, the opportunities, where to find these different deals. And then week two, we'll dive more into that and like how to source mortgage notes and different things of that nature. But to answer your question, Thursday, we are going to dive into the topic of understanding the mortgage note market here, coupled with an overview of the mortgage note market, the key players in the space, and then understanding the current trends and opportunities overall. That was a great question.
Yeah, fabulous. Yeah, we actually have. I don't know if we have had any questions, but we've got lots of hearts and thumbs up from the audience, so that's a good thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'll close with this here. In order for you to make informed decisions in life, you have to make sure you stand on top of your health here. So important piece that you hear people say, health is wealth. That is mission critical. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself, you're getting a proper sleep. That way you can make informed decisions for your short term and your long term goals. This here is just something that I'm presenting that actually changed the dynamics, of my life, and it actually gave me an opportunity to um, have income where I'm financially free. And just to throw this out there, you don't necessarily need $1 million. You don't need $2 million. All you need to do is make sure that you are having more money, more than your expenses, pretty much. So if you have $4,000 and your expenses is $2,000, you are financially free. And this is just another way where you can actually compound your money and put your dollars to work.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so passionate about mortgage note investing.
Yeah, that's perfect. Health is wealth, and
Ah,
the diversification thing. It's just something else to consider in your portfolio. Anyway, thank you very much, and we'll see you again on Thursday.
absolutely. Thanks again. Stay safe, stay healthy, people.
Yeah.